So what are the different methods that you can use for disinfection? Let's talk about it. Hi, it's Matt again, and today we're going to be talking about the different methods by which you can disinfect surfaces. So we're going to be starting off with just basic spray bottle, and then moving into the bucket and towel method, and finally talking about the wipes and how all of these work. So a commonly asked question is, should you clean surfaces before you disinfect surfaces? And the answer is yes. It's very important that you are spraying down any areas that may have soil on them, and that includes flat horizontal surfaces as well as vertical surfaces. Otherwise, the disinfectants are not going to be as effective. So always use an all-purpose cleaner or some other type of product that is going to remove soil. So that would be an alkaline-based product. So prior to jumping into the methods, I just want to make sure that everybody is being safe out there and protecting yourself and those that you are putting in charge of disinfection. So always read the SDS for the product that you're using and be sure that you're using the appropriate PPE. In this case, when I'm using a spray bottle, for example, I'm going to be wearing a mask, I'm going to be wearing gloves, and in most cases you're going to be wearing gloves at the very least when you're applying disinfectants. So jumping into the most basic and probably the one that you see the most, using a spray bottle, spraying surfaces down and disinfecting. This product, for example, is a concentrated product, and you would dilute it into a spray bottle like this. Most people are wiping it down right away. That's not what you want to do. What you want to do is you want to fill your bottle with fresh disinfectant every single day. And if you're going to use this method, you're going to spray down the surface you want to have disinfected, and you're going to let it sit for the amount of time that is either on the label or what you can find on the EPA end list. It will tell you what the kill claim is for that specific disinfectant. So this is something that you see a lot in the public. You see a lot, out at grocery stores and so on. You have to let it sit. It needs to be wet for the entire, usually 5, sometimes as much as 15 minutes. So the pros are it's easy to apply. It's easy to train somebody how to use this method. The cons are that most of the time people don't leave it wet enough long enough, so it's not going to be effective. And the other is that it has a safety issue. Because you're spraying it, you're going to be spraying it into the air. If that gets into your lungs, it can hurt the person who's utilizing it. So that's why PPE is so important. So that's basically what we have here with the spray bottle. So we're going to get into bucket and towel method next. It is exactly what it sounds like it is. It is a bucket and it is a towel. And we are going to take this bucket and we're going to fill it with disinfectant. It is a simple, take the towel out, wring it out, and wipe down surfaces. As we discussed in previous videos, it's important that you let that product stay on the surface for the predetermined amount of time. So always read your labels or look at the SDS. The pros of this is that it is very simple. You're filling a bucket with disinfectant, you're taking towels, you're wiping surfaces. The cons are that too often people make mistakes doing this process, and that is they take the towel, they wipe the surface, and they re-dip, and then they go right back at the surface. In order to do this properly, you need to only wipe the surface with that towel and then discard it, and then start with a new towel and do the same thing, and then again. So it's some training that needs to be done. It requires a little bit of supervision and oversight. So, and the other con is, let's keep it simple, things are going to be wet longer. So if I'm using this at a facility and I have public coming in, they're going to wipe down a surface, it's going to be wet for a while, someone's going to come in and touch it, and they're going to be like, I don't like that. So this is something that we use typically in the evenings. So it's a very, very effective process, but it's one that you need to put in its place, and that usually is in the evenings. So next we're going to jump into wipes. Wipes are the simplest thing to use. which is why they are really, really hard to find right now. But how does it work? Very simple. We take this bucket, it has pre-moistened wipes in it. We're pulling these out and we're wiping down a surface. Of course, wear gloves. And so we're wiping down all of these surfaces here, and these are fast. They act fast. The pros are simple, easy to use. You can hand it to anybody and they're going to be able to be effective. The cons are they're not easy to find and they are expensive. You are paying for convenience. So that's really it. I have those 3 products as I discussed earlier, and we hope that you learned a lot today. Okay, so that's everything that you need to know about the basic methods that you would use to disinfect surfaces. In the next video, we're going to be talking about what disinfectants you will have available to you. What can you find? What can you use from the store to commercial sanitary supply companies? So we're looking forward to seeing you again soon. Until then, have a great day.